Hey, it's Christine Faulkner with Cava and Faulkner, Elk Grove Living Trust lawyer, Sacramento estate attorney. Thanks for tuning in for another edition of Christine's Family Wealth Secrets. And so today we're talking about childcare during the pandemic if you are single. Make sure that you read the article, which gives a lot more information about this, but stay tuned because I want to talk a little bit about what it could mean to you if you are a single parent and you contracted COVID. I realize that, the vaccine is readily available, and here in California, many folks have had their first dose, I believe, last week. The Department of Health opened it up pretty much to everybody. Maybe not really young people, but 16 and over. So it's certainly my impression that many folks have had their first vaccination and coming up on their second vaccination. But I know that there is still a fair number of individuals who have not been vaccinated. And as we all likely know, having the vaccine in and of itself will not completely guarantee that we won't contract COVID, but obviously give us a really good fighting chance not to. But if you're a single parent, what do you think would happen if you contracted COVID and were down for the count for a week or two? How would that impact? It's clear how it would impact your ability to work, but how would that impact your ability to care for your children? And certainly from a medical perspective, you would want to make sure that it was easy for people to make medical decisions for you. So one of the things that you should consider is naming guardians for your children, both short and long-term guardians, but certainly the short-term guardians, those are people who would step in and basically care for your child or for your children in the hours, days, or weeks during your recovery. So it is so important to have the right legal planning in place to make sure that you have people named if you were not able to step in and care for your child or your children yourself, so that they could decision make for you. They could place them in daycare. They could place them in a child care type of situation, or they could take over that child care themselves. And they would have the legal authority to do that. Of course, not directly related to child care, but of course more in the area of personal care. So important for every adult to have their incapacity planning, especially their medical directive, meaning you have created a medical directive to name an individual, and hopefully more than one, a primary and a successor, to be able to make medical decisions for you if unfortunately you were not able to make those kinds of decisions for yourself. Now, we know that COVID, for the most part, affects those that are older and with comorbid conditions. So if you fall in that category, this is especially important for you. Even if you don't, still really important to make sure you have a plan if you were to contract COVID-19, to both have guardians for your children during the time that you were recovering. And from what we know and what you probably have heard, symptoms can range from either no symptoms, which we're not really talking about here, or from mild to very, very severe, requiring hospitalization. So you could fall somewhere in between where you didn't need to be hospitalized, but you were really, really exhausted for a week or two, which is one of those symptoms that you've probably heard of, that people become quite exhausted and are just not able to get out of bed. You clearly would need someone to take care of your child or your children during that time frame. And of course, if things were more serious and you did need someone else to make medical decisions for you, having that advanced healthcare directive is so important to really be prepared for COVID-19, especially if you're a single parent. You don't have that backup of having a partner or spouse to help you with all of these issues. So a little tidbit about childcare during COVID-19. And we know that, young children, if they do contract COVID, are, fortunate to be usually very asymptomatic or very, very mild symptoms. So while yes, it is something that we all are worried about, passing the virus on to the people that we love, probably not a big concern, but the bigger concern is that you make sure that you have taken steps necessary to protect both yourself and your children through the right legal planning. So thanks for tuning in to another edition of Christine's Family Wealth Secrets. And subscribe to our channel, like our videos. If you like our content, please let me know what you'd like to hear about. And if we can help you in any way, please feel free to reach out to us. We're here to help and support and educate. Thanks for tuning in, and take care. Bye.